Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time, so that we may bring you the following WFAA special presentation.
Your heart. This little champ right here, weighing in between 8 to 12 ounces and roughly the size of your fist. Why? Because it packs a punch. Your heart beats up to 100,000 times a day and it never skips leg day. Because it doesn't have any legs. Because it's too busy being your heart. Beating up to 80 times per minute and pumping over 2,000 gallons of blood, your heart is relentless. Just like us. We are the American Heart Association. Our goal is to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives. How do you do that? With you.
Me?
Yes, you. Your help enables us to continue our core work of fighting heart disease and stroke. It's as simple as downloading the app.
What app?
The Heart Walk app.
What's it called?
Heart Walk. There you can raise funds, invite people to join your team, and post that picture of you in front of that sunset. Join millions of Heart Walk heroes across the nation and raising funds for life-saving science. Science that can teach us how to live longer and be healthy for good. Walk wherever, raise together.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a completely new and very exciting American Heart Association 2020 Heart Walk celebration, brought to you by McCarthy Building Companies. Now, we've done specials like this in the past, but never quite like this. I'm WFAA health and wellness reporter Sonia Azad, and joining me virtually is my colleague Joe Trahan. Joe, I miss you. Good to see you.
I miss you too. It's been far too long, but good morning to you, Sonia. And I'm so happy to be here with you for this year's Heart Walk. Now, normally we'd be at the base of Reunion Tower with about 60,000 of our closest friends, but obviously the world is quite different right now. So while I'm joining you from home, that doesn't mean that we can't all get together and help inspire each other to make a difference in our communities, in our workplaces, and with our families.
Yeah, Joe, that's right. Never has the American Heart Association's mission been more important than it is right now in the midst of this pandemic. For people with underlying heart issues, the concerns are so serious. Based on early reports, 40% of hospitalized COVID-19 patients had cardiovascular disease or cerebrovascular disease. And that refers to blood flow in the brain, like stroke.
Yeah, the American Heart Association urgently working to advance 4 strategic areas of action that will be critical to mitigate COVID-19's impact in terms of lives lost and irreversibly harmed by the disease. Now, Sonia is going to talk about that in a minute, but today we're asking everyone to just take a moment and donate to the American Heart Association's mission to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives. So here's what you can do. Text Dallas Gives, that's all one word, no spaces. You can text that to 41444. You can give $25, $50, $100. It all adds up. So please open your heart and give.
Your support of this mission is helping to save lives right here in North Texas, and also allowing the American Heart Association to continue its incredibly important work, including these 4 areas: scientific research, including rapid discovery of treatments and therapies for COVID-19, supporting the front lines of health care through patient life support training and quality care systems, providing public health and patient support of science-based information to the public that they can trust, and supporting underserved populations who are subject to health inequality. This is so important. As people adapt to new ways of living, the American Heart Association really does stand ready to create engaging content for individuals to be more aware and share with others.
Now, Sonia, we have a great show in store for everyone today. You've already seen a funny bit from Curtis Needs a Ride, and they'll be back later with a couple of fun segments to keep the party going. We'd also like to invite you to share with us your social media pics and videos and everything. We'd like you to show us how you're staying active and healthy during this pandemic. Are you walking in your neighborhood, doing some yoga in the living room, finding new healthy recipes, working on your golf game like me? We want you to share those pictures with us. And you know the Trahans are in on the fun, not just golf. Here's a picture of me and my daughters going on our evening walk. It's such a great time to be together. So post a picture on social media now using the hashtag Dallas Heart Walk. We'll put it up. And we've got a social media wall, and you can see all those great pictures, and we'll show it a few times during the show. So let's see if your picture will pop up. And we thank you so much, AT&T, for sponsoring today's media wall. Now we'd like to take a few moments and speak with an expert in the medical field. I have with me the Chief Medical Officer for Prevention at the American Heart Association, Dr. Eduardo Sanchez. And Dr. Sanchez, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's jump right in, Dr. Sanchez. How do you think COVID-19 has affected the overall health of individuals during the pandemic?
Well, COVID-19 has definitely had an effect on all of us. There's physical impact. So there's probably people are not as active as they might be otherwise because they're trying to physically distance or trying to stay indoors. People's diets may have changed, hopefully for the better, but possibly not so much. People may be smoking, and folks with high blood pressure and diabetes who are at higher risk of having bad things happen if they get COVID may not be going to see the doctor the way they might ought to be. And then there's the mental impact. I mean, we're all kind of stressed. Situation changed unexpectedly for us. And maybe being at home is great, but maybe being at home is not so great. And any of us who are predisposed to depression or anxiety may be feeling those things. And then there's the concern that we have about our kids going back to school or us going back to work. So COVID-19 has had an effect on every single one of us in some form or fashion.
Yeah, it certainly has. And I would want to continue on that stress thread because I think all of us can relate to that. How do you think building resiliency during a time of crisis can help in the face of all the stress that has certainly grown during this pandemic?
Well, as you know, resiliency is that capacity to kind of overcome stress. And so maybe a different way of answering that question is, what can we do to build our own resiliency? And among the things that we can do, I like to call it, I'm stealing one of my colleagues' words, is to control the controllables. Feel like you have some control over some things. Know that it's okay to not be okay. These are tough times, and every now and then, and maybe more than just every now and then, you may not feel okay, and that's okay. Now, having said that, if what you're having are anything that makes you think you might have COVID-19, call your doctor's office and do the things that you're advised to do.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Those were great strategies that Dr. Sanchez suggested. In fact, the American Heart Association has a lot of strategies to help you stay healthy, not just now, but really all of the time. Take a look at some of my favorites. This message is brought to you by Encore. Look, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Not every day is easy. We've all had to make a lot of adjustments. And by now, you might be thinking, well, some of these changes are kind of nice. But there are still a lot of things that we miss about our old lives, right? However, we do have the power to make some small adjustments that can make you feel better going through all of this. First, sleep. And there's a reason this one's first. It's the most important to your physical and mental recovery on a daily basis. So, dark, cool rooms are going to help you to sleep better through the night, and no phones the last hour you're awake. Next, reduce stress. This is going to help you sleep better. Some ways to reduce stress. Stop multitasking. Do one thing at a time. And exercise. Even a short walk, you guys, can help big time to reduce stress. Eat smart. Junk food is just going to weigh you down right now, guys. It's going to perpetuate a cycle that has you looking and feeling less than your best self. So instead, add color to your diet. Fruits, vegetables, fish twice a week is good for your heart. Limit salt and reduce or completely eliminate sugars. Start with ditching that soda. Finally, mind your mental health. Why? Look, doctors tell me depression, anxiety, and suicide attempts are all up right now. I personally use meditation and breathing exercises as a tool to help me clear my slate every morning and again every night. Look, this stuff doesn't have to be time-consuming, but I promise if you do all of this for a month consistently, you will notice some really big changes.
Thank you, Sonia. Those are great tips, and a special thank you to Encore for sponsoring that last segment. Don't forget now, we're still taking donations. Text Dallas Gives to 41444 right now to help build a world of longer, healthier lives. Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, food. Don't worry, Sonia. It's going to be a healthy segment on food. Let's turn things over to Curtis Needs a Ride to walk us through a fun, easy, heart-healthy recipe. This message was brought to you by Arcosa.
Hello everyone, my name is Ricky with Curtis Needs a Ride, and welcome to Cooking with Kids. We're gonna make a heart-healthy pineapple upside down cake. Mwah! It's gonna be delicious. So what is our first step?
Make the pineapple glaze.
We have our pineapple glaze right here. Look at that. Pre-made, pre-glazed, and it tastes delicious. Warm. Perfect. There we go.
Pour the pineapple glaze into.
That's what we call a long pour. Oh, we need our pineapple rings. Fresh from the can. Pineapple. Pineapple also makes a great exfoliant. That is our no-calorie sweetener, which is part of the thing that makes this heart healthy. Delicious. Flour is also a great exfoliant. Nope, that's not baking powder. It's definitely not baking powder. I really gotta start reading my labels. So we just need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is different than powder, only in name. Nunchucks.
Mix it up. Add a banana and mash it with a fork.
Mashing and mashing. Why did you tell me that something was in my teeth? Deborah, I trusted you. And that's why baking saves me so much on therapy. And then eggs. So we just went and dropped the eggs in there. You have to crack the egg on your chest. Just. Ah! Gah!
Destroy the egg.
There we go.
But vanilla extract.
All right, that's about a half.
No, that is so much.
Eyeball it. There it goes. That's a teaspoon.
How does it taste?
Oh, buttermilk is sour.
Stir together. Chop up the remaining pineapple. Just crumble them.
Oh, crumble. You're so smart. This is why we cook with kids. All right, now we're going to pour it over. Now let's do a long pour, nice and high. It is mostly making its way into the pan. I love it. And I think the next step is to put it in the oven, right?
No. Yes. Yes.
And we are back. It's called the pineapple upside down cake because we're gonna turn this cake upside down. So we're gonna flip it over and see how it turned out.
Pineapple.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a knife. That's a knife.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Denver, you take the first slice.
Not me. Not me.
How does your heart feel?
Healthy.
Perfect. Oh, this is really good. It's sweet, pineapple. All you gotta do is just follow the instructions. I'm probably gonna save some of this for later. So that's it for us here on Cooking with Kids with Curtis Needs a Ride. Until next time, remember.
Don't let pineapple cake fall out of your pocket.
That's our tagline.
Oh man, those guys, that was awesome. Thank you so much to Arcosa and Curtis Needs a Ride for that recipe. And of course, for more healthy recipes like this one, you can visit www.heart.org/recipes. By the way, we'd like to take a quick moment to thank this year's sponsor, McCarthy Building Companies. Look, the mission of the American Heart Association would not be successful without every sponsor's continued support. Now, before we continue, let's take a look at that social media wall. Let's check out those healthy living pictures. This is the part I love so much. Who's walking this morning? Any good healthy breakfast options y'all got cooking? Look, we have talked a lot about healthy living during this time of COVID-19, and it's important to keep in mind that cardiovascular disease is still the #1 killer of all Americans. And those who've experienced heart disease or stroke, you guys are at higher risk for complications because of COVID-19. Now, we don't want to lose sight of that. We are going to hear the story of an amazing woman who went through a harrowing experience and made it through to the other side.
Growing up, I did not know anything about it. It was the big bad wolf. It was just the big bad thing that happened to Mom. We knew the name of it. We knew it was called an aortic dissection, and that she had it, Great Aunt Ruth had it, and Granddaddy had it.
There are a few things left in cardiac surgery. Just drop whatever you're doing and come fix it. And an aortic dissection is one of them.
Your aorta has 3 layers on both sides, and basically a dissection means that 1 or 2 of the 3 layers have started to tear, and blood is running through some of the other layers throughout your body.
There's nothing you can do to really predict it. There's no test that you can get.
The dark cloud in the background has always been how many, if any, have the gene that's going to cause the dissection, and when will it manifest itself?
I'd had 3 children. We know what to look for. This is where we are.
So it was quite a shock when Linda, my wife, called me, and she was all very upset because Margaret had called her that Meredith had had a dissection.
Mine happened at about 5 a.m. and I had a searing pain in my chest. And so I was walking back to my room down the hall and my right leg went numb. And that's when I was like, something's really wrong here. I was 37 and a half weeks pregnant. And so I'd never been pregnant before. This was my first pregnancy. I might be in labor. Let's go to the hospital. But somewhere in my soul, I knew that something was horribly wrong. So they take us back to the trauma room, and that's when my OB came in, Christina Woods, Dr. Woods. And she said, your worst nightmare is happening, and today's baby's birthday. You're having an aortic dissection.
That was horrifying, especially when we found out they had to airlift her over there, that she was so serious that they were care flighting her over to the hospital. The thing that goes through your mind is we could lose 2 generations right here.
We had 14 minutes before care flight came to me. And that's when they sent in the chaplain. And that's when they told Kyle and I to say goodbye to each other. They'd only been married for 3 years. Then my OB came back in and we prayed, and then she asked us the tough question that we might have to choose between me and Jeffrey, my son. And if that were the case, who we were going to choose.
I do believe in fate. I do believe in the grace of God. I had a pretty hopeful degree of confidence that things were going to work out.
I get wheeled in, and there's 29 people in this room. At the time, it felt like 100. And then Dr. Poole comes up, and he's my heart surgeon, and he's all masked up and all that. And he said, can I pray with you? I said, absolutely. So we prayed together, and he prayed for the Lord to give him strength and guidance. And then I was put under. And I don't remember saying this, but they told me that I said, you have to keep me alive because I have 2 boys to take care of, my husband and my son. I don't think I knew how serious it was. I'm glad I didn't. The first person I remember seeing are my sisters. I met Jeffrey the next day. I was very emotional. Before this all happened, I said, I do this for my mom because AJ saved her life, and who knows, one day it might save mine. And then it did. I mean, it truly did. And now I'm doing it for Jeffrey.
She owns it. It's a lot more personal now. It's a lot more personal.
Every family has something. This is ours.
We have to continue working to figure out what's causing it.
We know it's genetic. We don't know the marker.
You know, we've got all the genes that are there. We just have to understand them. It's like a puzzle.
What we might fund today, it might be in its very small stages of research, but could be the next breakthrough in 20 years that could save Jeffrey's life, or my sister. I have a niece and a nephew. You know, it could save any one of those people. There are families all over the nation who have the same genetic markers that could lead to some sort of cardiovascular disease or stroke. That's why I'm on this quest to find these genes.
The joke in the family is that when you have to face something tough, that you call on your Aunt Meredith. And her mantra is that if you don't ask, people can't say yes.
Oh my goodness, as a husband and a father, I just can't even imagine going through something like that. Meredith is truly a testament to the strength and perseverance that survivors experience every day. Now, at this time, we'd like to ask you to donate to the American Heart Association. Your funds help with research to determine the cause of heart conditions like Meredith's and so many more. Like she said, the AHA saved her life, and someday the work that they do might save your life too. So please text Dallas Gives to 41444 right now and donate to the American Heart Association. You can donate any amount. Please give today to help save a life.
Oh my gosh, yeah, thank goodness Meredith is doing well. Joining me now is the CEO of McCarthy Building Companies and this year's Heart Walk chair, Ray Sade. Ray, thank you so much for being with us this morning. You know, the Heart Walk has a big focus on healthy workplaces. So I'm wondering, how has COVID-19 changed the way healthy workplaces are viewed?
Thank you very much for having me. You know, healthy workplace was already something we were really focused on prior to COVID, and that's in all industries. During COVID, though, as you know, there's a lot of our industries that have been deemed essential. So with that, we have to think about, you know, how do we keep our folks healthy? And the workplace has changed. Some of our folks are working from home. Some of them are going to be in the offices still. So how do you create an environment in both of those places to help them, you know, live healthier lives, encourage them to get out, encourage them to stay active?
And what are some of the actions companies can take to create a mentally healthy workplace?
As we've had to continue to figure out how more and more of our folks are working remote or working at the offices or a hybrid of that, the need for us to focus on how we can be have better health is critical. One of the things that we found recently is the need to still figure out how to get people to gather even in small groups. In a lot of the locations that we're in around the country, you can still get up to 10 people following good CDC guidelines, following best practices, but just that need to still be able to connect is critical.
And how would you say a healthy workplace translates into healthy communities?
Well, one of the things we have seen is just how well people are starting to connect, especially at the family and the community level. People are seeing their neighbors more often, they're seeing their families more often, but just the fact that we're able to spend a little bit more time with one another, I think ultimately creates a better environment and a better community that we're in.
Ray, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you again to McCarthy Building Companies for sponsoring today's special. Joe, back out to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Sonia. One final reminder now that your support and donations help save lives right here in North Texas. Please take a moment and text Dallas Gives to 41444 to help further the mission of the American Heart Association. Again, that's Dallas Gives to 41444. Now, we want to thank all of our guests this morning for talking about how heart disease affects lives and for giving us tips to live healthier lives. Everyone has a reason to fight heart disease and stroke. We all need to be that relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives, especially in the uncertain world we're living in today. Sonia?
Yeah, definitely, Joe. And thank you again to our sponsors and participating companies of the Dallas Heart Walk. Look, your support really does make the mission of the American Heart Association possible. This year, the Heart Walk has been focusing on two goals: to raise $6.4 million and for all participants combined to reach 1 billion steps. So right now on your screen, you can see how far we've come to achieving these goals. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who made this year possible. But there is so much more work that needs to be done. So if you haven't already, please do donate to the AHA today, or you can join us in that 1 billion step challenge. Remember, if you've got any questions about heart disease, stroke, COVID-19, or just how to make healthier lifestyle choices, visit heart.org.
Yes, we appreciate you being a part of the show today, and we appreciate all the dedicated people who are fighting against heart disease. And Sonia, I got to tell you, I got a good feeling about this day and all the great work that's being done. I got a really good feeling.
I see what you did there, Joe. Okay, you guys, let's end things with a fun dance party, shall we? Hey, everybody, have a great day.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my